Hi there, I'm Chris. I'm not a chef. Like you, I'm just trying to get through the coronavirus while in lockdown. But I do know a lot about food and the food business and food safety. So I'm here to help you have a better time and learn more so you don't get freaked out in the kitchen while you're being holed up in the house. I know a lot of people get freaked out about cooking. Even people that, do occasionally cook at home a lot, get a little stressed out when they're cooking 3 meals a day, bunch of kids, everyone is at home, you're severely, distracted, also maybe a little stressed, but it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes you have to just trust yourself. You know what's good and bad. You don't have to be a world-class chef to know what tastes good. And the good thing about this right now is that if you're locked up in your home, this is the perfect time to be really good at it because you're not in a hurry. You're not trying to get to soccer practice or you just came from a long day at work. You have so much more time to do this, and you can do it with the people that you're with. So if you're there with your kids, have them help. They would love something like this. I mean, my kids are 7, 4, and 2, and even the 2-year-old loves helping me make coffee. It's the most boring thing to do, but he loves it. And almost every morning, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. The camera stopped recording. So, like I was saying, my 2-year-old loves making coffee. He'll grab one of the chairs from the dining room table, push it up to the counter, and sit there and watch me, boil water essentially and pour it over ground coffee grinds. I'm not grinding the beans or anything. I do use a French press, but other than that, there's nothing special going on. So get involved with your kids in the kitchen and try things. And so I imagine, you don't want to get too bored, so you may try new things. You're looking at lots of recipes online, and recipes are great. But don't worry about following the recipes. You don't have to follow recipes to the letter. Unless you're baking, there's actually a lot of latitude that you have to play with things and change things. So if you don't have a certain herb or spice, that's not a big deal. Leave it out. Maybe try other things in your cabinet that you think may be similar. Put them out there. Dip your finger and try it. Ask your family that you're sheltering with what it is, what they think about the flavors, and if they like it. And just like in one of our videos we're getting ready to post soon is about tasting things as you're cooking. So don't just follow the recipe and think, oh, I'm watching this, so it's going to turn out great because it has a 4.9 review on the website. That's not a good barometer, because even I do it. I'll miss something. I'll think it said 1 cup of this when I was reading the wrong line, and the next thing you know, I've put the wrong amount of mayonnaise in something. And so I have to taste it and see, is there a way I can salvage this? Maybe I can use it for something differently in another recipe. So, keeping engaged in what you're doing, as opposed to just being ordered what to do by a recipe or what someone else told you, is not generally a great idea, because you may not actually even like that recipe. Even if it turns out exactly like they planned it, you personally or your family may not like those flavors. So don't be afraid to color outside the lines a little bit. Like we tell our kids to not be afraid to be so perfect, because that's where some of the fun and the great flavors and the weird things that people don't think go together actually kind of surprise you in the kitchen. So trust yourself, trust your taste buds, make it a group event for the people that you're living with, and really have fun with it, because you can take all these things and use them. And especially if you're homeschooling your kids right now because they're not in school, these are great lessons for math and learning about time and multiplication and putting things together and processes. These are things that you can use instead of if you're having trouble with the homeschooling thing, use these lessons in the kitchen to teach them other things. doing conversions, how many pints are in a quart, and converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You can use all of these things to expand yourself, and that's one of the silver linings of this of being in a lockdown. If that's something that your area is doing, is you don't have anywhere else you necessarily need to be. So take that time to explore and really, really try to have fun in the kitchen and bring the other people that are with you into that fun. And it will pay off dividends for everybody. And if you mess up, you can laugh about it. It'll make for a great story, and you can do a better job next time. This is not like building a house where if you mess up, then you've got one shot at it. No, you're going to eat again tomorrow. You're going to eat again later, and maybe something that didn't turn out the way you liked can be repurposed into something different, and that's something that's a real bonus in this situation. So have fun with it. Thanks.